Hello friends, in this short video I am going to demonstrate how to work in Linux. There is a phobia among many people that Linux is a complicated operating system, which of course is not the case. I will here try to show uh, how to work in command line in Linux, and obviously working in command line in Linux is not mandatory. But yes, in certain cases you have to work in command line, and those people who work in command line, they find that it is actually faster to work in command line than in GUI mode, that is graphical user interface mode. So whenever you log in any operating system, you see the login window. So in Linux, same thing happens. This is username. So you have to click here and type your password. And when you enter the password, what you come up with the Linux desktop, the same thing as it happens in Windows. These are some folders on the desktop. Well, so you can double click any folder and see its contents, whatever is there. And if you want to create any folder, you have to right click and new folder and give name to this folder, say folder. That's it. And if you want to delete it, you can right click and see all those options. Say move to trash. Trash is like this recycle bin of Windows. So if you want to remove some file permanently, you can use the command shift delete. So okay, those things are more or less same in Windows as well as in Linux, so I'm not going to uh, devote more time to that. But my objective is to share with you how to work in command line. Basically, working in the command line is almost it's actually a parallel way of doing things which you can do with the help of graphical user interface, GUI. Means with the help of a mouse cursor, you click, double click or right click and see the things and do the things. Well, so let's try to see one-to-one correspondence between the two. So to open a terminal in Linux, you have to press keys Alt, Control and T. So this will open the terminal like this. If you don't remember that thing, don't worry. You press the this one Windows button. I am here demonstrating this Linux. The version of Linux is Ubuntu actually. So in Ubuntu things work like this, and in other versions of Linux things should be more or less the same. There is no significant difference. So if you press the Windows button in the keyboard and type here whatever software you want to use, say TER, terminal we want. So first three letters are sufficient, I think, and that is how you will open up the terminal. And you must be seeing this bar coming when I take my cursor to this side. This is happening because I have done some settings in which this bar, we can say taskbar, is in auto hide mode. So this has been done with some desktop settings. Say from here, if I right click, then I will see change desktop settings. Somewhere here is a new tab, behavior. Here I have done some changes. Say this is called this launcher bar, right? So I have made it auto hide. So anyway, that's not so I mean the settings or the things are more or less same as we do in Windows. All these fancy things you can find it in Windows as well. So let us open up the terminal. So I have opened the terminal. So whatever softwares, whatever things I have opened up, they will appear here in this launcher bar. And if I am using certain softwares more frequently, I can lock them here because I have already locked the terminal here. So the option coming is unlock. But if I open any software which is new and has not been locked, then you can lock there that one here, so that it is available for your quick reference whenever you go here. This will be sitting here all the times. Fine. So first thing, when you open terminal, we should notice certain commands. First very basic command is ls. This ls command lists all the files and folders in the particular folder in which you are sitting in a terminal. And what do we mean by sitting in a folder in terminal? That will be clear very shortly to you. By default, whenever we open a terminal, we go to a folder which is called home folder. If you type pwd in terminal, which is called present working directory, you will see you are in home folder of this user. So Jax is the username. This is the home folder of this. So how this is, how we can access this home folder in what you call this graphical user interface mode, GUI mode. So well, if I come here, this is symbol for files and folders. So if I click here, by default I go to this home. You can see by default I go to home. These are different folders here you can access quickly. I mean, these are available for your quick reference: home, desktop, documents, download. Same way this happens in the Windows, so this should not be something new to you. Okay, so I am in home by default. Similarly, in this terminal, I go to the home folder. If I did ls, means this, as I double click on home, I was suppose somewhere else. I came back in home folder, so all these files have been displayed here. So in terminal, to display those files, the command is ls. Fine. Once you could see, then the question is, okay, how to go to a particular folder? In GUI mode, I have to double click a particular folder, and then I will enter inside that folder. And then this terminal, what we need to do is we need to use command cd. Cd means change directory. Please note these commands somewhere so that you can recognize them later and remember them. And if you practice for a few days, you will see these commands will sit in your head automatically. So say cd, suppose I want to go to a folder called desktop. So I have to type the name of the folder, desktop. Now you should find it a little difficult that, okay, in GUI it is very simple. I have to come here, I have to click just here, and everything will be coming on a single click. How can I claim that working in terminal is quite faster? So we don't actually have to type the full name, right? So say for example, I want to go to a folder called, say, manuals. So I will say cd space capital M. The command line, in command line, the folder names are case sensitive. So if I am saying manual with capital M, then I have to type capital M. If there is something beginning with small m, you should type a small m. So capital M, and then if I press tab key, everything remaining things will come, right? Tab key will do that spelling thing for you. It will, you don't have to type the full name. That's one thing. And let us demonstrate. Okay, if I do manuals, so I will be here. You can see whatever is sitting there. Same thing in GUI. You have to okay, you are in desktop, so this is manual. If I double click, you will see all these things sitting here. They are also, they can be seen here as well, right? You have 1 2 3 4 5 folders. You have 1 2 3 4 5 folders. Okay, the names of the folders by default appears in this blue color, and files appear in white color, but I'll share some later, in some later videos, these color codes. So That's it. So if I have to go back to the previous folder, what should I do? So in GUI mode, this is back arrow, or even I can click here to go back to the desktop, or I can press this back arrow. How to do the same thing in terminal? CD space double dot. So that will take you to one folder back. So now let us see whether I am in desktop. I can check using ls. You should see all these folders which are there on desktop. Same thing you can see here on desktop. All these folders you can check the name 1.5 bands blah blah blah. So fine, or you can give the command pwd. So this shows that you are in a folder called desktop. Fine. And let us try to see, okay, how does that case sensitive thing work. So if I start with small m, so you should see we have two folders. One is beginning with capital M, manuals. Another one is beginning with small m, so melodious. So cd, if I type small m and then press tab key, it will automatically detect this, right? So whatever, anyway. So sometimes it may happen that you have more than one folder beginning with same name. So here we have two folders. One is papers, one is ppt. Both have names beginning with capital P. So if I do cd capital P and press tab key, nothing will happen. But if I press tab key twice, it will show all the folders whose names are beginning with capital P. So now how to go to one particular folder? You have to press second letter of that particular folder. So here if I press capital P again, it will go to ppt. I mean, I have to press capital P and tab key then. And if I press capital P and after that if I press A, so it will automatically go to second papers folder. So that is how you can work in command line. So we did two commands, ls, right, and cd slash folder name and cd space double dot, correct? Then how to create a folder in GUI mode? It's pretty easy. You right click and give new folder, say folder 1, and that's it, that's created. You can open it up, and now you can see it here also, the folder which I had created there on desktop, because I am in desktop folder. You can see it from here also in which folder you are sitting, or even pwd. So in desktop folder, that folder 1 has been created, which was not existing earlier. You can see in the previous command, correct? So how to go to folder 1, that's how to do. Let me go one folder back. How to create a new folder using command line. So the command for this is mkdir, which is something like make directory. Directory means folder in Linux. So in Linux we usually call them directories. So mkdir, say folder2. Now it should have created folder 2 as well. Let me see. We can check that using ls command. Now you can see folder 1, which was already created using this GUI, and this is folder 2, which we have just now created using command line. You can see the same thing, folder 2, which has been appeared here, right? Folder 2. Now again, how to delete it? So I can do shift plus delete. Say this has deleted folder 1. You can check now, ls command, folder 1 has been deleted. How to delete a particular folder in command line? The command for this is rm-rf folder. The tab thing will work. If I have only one file beginning with f, if I press tab key, this will select that folder and it will remove. Remember, this rm-rf command will delete the folder completely, and it cannot be recovered even from the trash. So be careful. It is like permanently deleting a folder. Now if you do ls, you should see folder 1 and folder 2 are no longer here. So in summary, we have seen uh, how there are two parallel ways of doing things in Linux. One is command line, which I just demonstrated here, and another one is GUI, graphical user interface, which usually we use. So uh, some basic commands which we used was ls to list the various files or folders in a particular folder. Then we did a we see second command, which is pwd, present working directory, which tells you in which directory you are sitting, right? If I say, for example, go to manuals and then do pwd, you should see this. Now this is called path in Linux. This shows path of the folder in which I am sitting. So for desktop folder, this is the path /home/ whatever, and this is now how will path change to a newer folder in which I am. So this is like this. You have to put a backslash and then name of the folder. So giving paths will help you later on when we will be demonstrating some other specific tasks in command line. But what is path in Linux is path of a folder, particular folder in Linux is this. So I can even say, for example, this is the path. I double click, copy this. Suppose if I press CD and nothing else, so where I will go back, you can check. You will go back to home folder. If you are in any folder in Linux and you press CD, then enter, you will by default reach to home folder. While if I have to again go from say home folder to some specific folder directly, then I can paste its path. Say, just a moment. Okay, I have copied the path, so I will paste it. So tab key, you can check if the path is correct. Tab key will automatically show the things here, and then it will directly go to that folder. So if you know the paths, you can directly switch from one folder to another folder. So we have seen how to create folder, how to delete folder, how to access a particular folder in Linux, to say copy something. Suppose this is a file dat t.f. I want to copy this, so to some other folder, right? So let me go to desktop. So this is the file. I do this in GUI. I do it this way. So I copied it from here. Suppose I want to paste it here in manual. This, so it is pasted. Well, let me delete it now from here and do the same thing in command line. So to do that, what I need to do is cp name of the file, which is say dat.f. So space, I mean cp stands for copy, name of the file or folder, whatever you want to copy. This is source, space destination, name of the destination. Suppose I want to copy it to the manual, so capital M, that's sufficient. Tab key should work. Now there are two folders with M. One is some magnetic dot something, you can see it here, and that is a file although, so that is why it is appearing. So MAN. So I want to copy this file to manuals, so that's it. So this is the copy command, cp source file, destination file, and that's it. So what should it do? Let us see whether it has happened. Now you can see this file is here. Recall that I had already deleted it from here when I did it using GUI mode. So that is how you can copy one file from one position to other position, one location to other location. And general format for copy command is copy, say path of, I mean this is just path, I demonstrated with the path of a particular file and name of it, and space uh, source file and file name. So, now please note, this won't work. I have to give the actual path. This is just for your convenience. I'm saying path of source and then file name space path of destination slash that's it, where we want to paste it. So that is how copy command should work. If I have to cut something, I mean, there are two commands. One is copy, another one is cut. So if I have to cut something, then I use command mv move. This will move the file from one location to other. Copy creates a second copy of the file, but mv just cuts it from one location and pastes it to the other location. So I think that's sufficient for this demonstration, for this first session. If there are any questions, you please ask in the comments section. I will be more than happy to answer your queries. Thank you very much.